Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. Man, y'all act like it's a Monday. Everybody wore out. It's hump day. We're almost over, almost towards the end of the week. So definitely want to respect everyone's time and first say thank you so much for joining us. It's the first meeting of the year, but it's almost the first 9 weeks. Can y'all believe it's going by that fast? Feels like I just bought school clothes and I'm blinking my eye and here we go. So I am Lakeisha Mitchell. I am a parent. My son is a 7th grader at Kennemer Middle School, and my daughter is a junior in the Collegiate Academy. So I do want to give you guys a heads up. I am gonna have to slide out early because today is Kennemer's homecoming football game, and I'm ready. Sorry if there's any Reed parents in the building. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go and apologize in advance. 7th grade. Yeah. The football? Okay, great. Thank you. So first, we would like to do a quick round of introductions in the room so everybody can kind of put a face with a name and get to know each other as we navigate through. So if you don't mind, I'll pass you the microphone, and we're gonna start. Nurse Grant.
I am Nurse Grant. I'm the Director of Nursing for Duncanville ISD, and I want to welcome everyone to our SHAC committee. It's great to see you all, and I hope you get a lot of information tonight.
I am Jamil Hall. I am the parent of a 6th grader at Reed Middle School, in addition to a freshman in the Collegiate Academy.
Good evening, I'm Brandy Lee. I am the Director of Counseling.
Good evening, my name is Tawana Hudson. I serve as the Executive Director of Student Services and Campus Support.
William Mitchell, Director of Athletics, and I also have a daughter at 7th grade collegiate and a daughter at Acton.
Good afternoon, my name is Erica Johnson Williams. I'm one of the Associate Principals of Operations at Duncanville High School.
Hello and good evening. My name is Alicia Bradley and I'm the Director of Student Services, and I also have a son, but he's a teacher assistant at Alexander Elementary School.
Hi, Crystal Esquivel, Director of Child Nutrition.
Tellance Graham, Chief of Staff.
Gloria Lockhart, volunteer.
I'm Kendall Graves, Physical Education Teacher at Bill Hart's Elementary.
Hey y'all, good to see everybody again. So Andrea Shields, I'm a parent. I have a son at the high school and a couple of bonus kids that I claim. But more importantly, I'm PTA president at Kennemer.
Hi everyone, my name is Kelsey Smith. I'm a 12th grade student in Duncanville High School, and I'm here to present to y'all about Code Red.
Hi, I'm Leslie Villarreal. I am an 11th grade student at Duncanville, and I'm the co-founder of Code Red.
Good evening, everyone. I'm School Board Trustee Janet Vera Cruz, and with me I brought 2 special guests with me, and they will share who they are.
Hello, I am Tonisha Fanshaw, and I'm a real estate investor in the area and friend of Janet.
Hello, I'm Juani Hernandez. I'm the Executive Director of Duncanville Outreach Ministry.
Thank you. And I do want to apologize, y'all. I am really good about following directions usually, and I spent 20 years as an educator, and Ms. Hudson put me together real fast. Why are we here? Y'all, we are the School Health Advisory Council, okay? And our mission is a community-based council. So it's exciting to have our students in the building, our real estate, and all of our other guests in the house, so we can promote the health of students and the school community, so we can advocate for a comprehensive school health program, and so we can serve in a health capacity for to the school board. What is the one thing, if somebody stepped in the room today and said, I can promise you one thing for the rest of your life, what would y'all pick? Is that rhetorical? No, what is it? What would you pick? One thing. Health. Right? Yeah. Health. You want to be in that positive mind space. You want to be able, because you can't accomplish anything else. safety, academic, or anything else. So I think it's really important for transparency, for accountability, for communication. As a parent, well, as a former educator, I've worked in a couple of different districts. The one thing that was most frustrating is when parents came into the building as an assistant principal, I met that parent likely because their kid was in trouble. But the parent was like, well, what's going on? I don't get any positive phone calls. I don't know what's happening. And that's what I love about Duncanville ISD. My kids have been here since kindergarten, and we've always been in the know. So that's the exciting part about this committee and this organization is we get a chance to contribute to what's happening and all the positive things going on in our district. So we are going to go over our mission, bylaws, and policies. Of course, we have the exciting legislative updates. If you're keeping up with politics or not, it's important. So we'll cover that today. We will have our first semester attendance updates, and then our students will present to us Project Code Red. And just so you know, if anybody does need to leave early, if you could please scan the 2 QR codes here, if you're a member, on the table, because we will have to do the election. So we would like to capture your votes if you have to leave early for any point, at any time. If you could sign in on the clipboard at some point before you leave. We have our refreshments that are over at the table that we don't want to go to waste, so help yourselves there. And then, of course, the restrooms are right outside the doors. After the election of officers, we will adjourn the meeting, and again, we will try to honor everybody's time and be out of here by 6 p.m. All right, so Nurse Grant is gonna come first to go over our mission, bylaws, and policies.
So good afternoon again. What is our mission for SHAC? The Duncanville Independent School District Health Advisory Council is a community-based council whose purpose is to promote the health of our students and the school community, advocate for a comprehensive school health program, and serve in a health advisory capacity to the school board. The board establishes the School Health Advisory Committee to assist the district in ensuring that local community values are reflected in the district's health education instruction. And the SHAC committee, we meet at least 4 times, a minimum of 4 times during the school year. And then we have our bylaws, which I will give you just a brief update of what our bylaws or the requirements are. We go over topics such as the district wellness plan, and you'll hear about our wellness plan in one of our SHAC committee meetings that will come up. Then we also go over health education and human sexuality instruction, mental health support and character education, bullying prevention efforts and drug and alcohol prevention, physical activity and coordinated health programs, and we also include our employee wellness program in with the SHAC committee. So during our time together this school year, you will be hearing about many of those topics that were just mentioned. And then you can also go to our School Health Advisory page on our website. And on that website, you will see where our SHAC dates are posted. We post previous SHAC meeting dates, the agenda, the minutes, the video, and our presentations. And then at the end of the year, we do a school annual board report, and that report covers everything that we've discussed in SHAC for the school year, and that report is presented to our board members. So our bylaw requirements. Again, we assist the district in ensuring that the local community values are reflected in the district's health education and instruction. We provide advice, recommendation, and counsel prior to decisions pertaining to the areas of health education and curriculum. Again, we provide a written annual report of our SHAC to our board of trustees, and that is given in June. And again, we go over all the information that we will share during the school year related to SHAC. And as well, we report to the Board of Trustees as needed. So if something come up during the school year or if something come up during our SHAC meeting, we take that to our Board of Trustees. Our terms of services, so if you are a officer on SHAC, you serve in that position for 2 years. You cannot serve any more than 2 consecutive years in a term in the same office. So now offices are chair, co-chair, secretary, and according to our SHAC bylaws, our chair, we want them to be a parent. We also want our SHAC committee to be made up of more parents than employees of the district. So we have a great representation of parents in our SHAC committee, but we also want to continue to grow and reach out to other parents in the community to see if they will come along and be a part of SHAC. Members are encouraged to contact the chair or the coordinator if they know they cannot attend a meeting. Most of the time I get an email or a phone call stating that if you're not going to be able to attend the meeting, or even out of courtesy, I get calls saying I'm going to be running late or I have to leave early, and I really appreciate that because I do take notes, because if a member is not able to attend at least 3 of our meetings, then we have to have a discussion for the next school year to see if they really want to be a part of SHAC. We want you to be a part of SHAC, and your presence is very important because we do want the best for our students. Education is important, but if a child is not healthy, then they're not able to really learn and comprehend what is going on. If they can't see, then it's hard for them to understand or see what is written. If they can't hear, then they definitely is not understanding what's going on. So the health of our community and our students is very important. Our meetings are open to public, and again, the notice of those meetings is on our website. Our schools, they post the meetings in the schools, in the front offices, so we want people to come in that want to be a part of SHAC. We also limit the time of our speakers, so we've never had to cut someone off, but if we see you going a little bit too long, as in respect of everyone's time, I'm a great timekeeper. We conduct our meetings again 4 times a year. Those dates are already posted, and agendas are provided for our SHAC meeting. And our bylaws, if you want to see them, they're on our SHAC webpage. All right, legislative updates.
Good afternoon, everyone. Our focus for this little portion of the meeting is just to give you some updates that from the legislative session that directly impact our students and our schools. There were many different bills that came out of the 89th legislative session. However, I'm just going to go over a few of them that we felt would be of interest to the SHAC committee. Most of the ones that you will see here have already been presented to our school board, but we are just sharing this information for your awareness. So as with most legislation that comes out, there are some dates that are always that we have to keep in mind. First of all, some of them require action from our school board. It may be a policy update that may need to take place, and most of them are effective September 1. However, because those laws are effective on a certain date, that does not mean we have to be compliant, or that some things have to happen so that we can become compliant with those new laws. And so most of them have a September 30th date. There are some that even have a December date. So I just wanted to let you know a little bit about the timeline of us making sure that we prepare ourselves, prepare our staff to be compliant with the new laws that have come out. So I'm going to just talk about a few of them. And we're going to start with House Bill 6, which focuses on student discipline. Before this bill, in-school suspension, most of you may have remembered that as ISS, was restricted to just 3 days. And then any type of instance of a student having possession of a vape pen, whether or not it was empty or had some contents in it, it was a mandatory DAEP, or disciplinary alternative school placement. So now with House Bill 6, the permissible length of in-school suspension has been expanded It does not have a 3-day cap. However, campuses must review each case every 10 school days to ensure that that term is still appropriate for the infraction that took place. Also, the automatic DAEP placement is no longer required unless the contents of the vape contain an illegal substance. And so I just want to make sure that everyone is aware of that. This gives us as a district more flexibility so that we can apply consequences that are both restorative in nature, but also proportionate to the infraction that has taken place. The other one that you may have heard a lot about, because we've sent out lots of notification to parents, is Senate Bill 12. This is what's called the bill that prohibits school employees, oops, sorry, that's the wrong one. This Senate bill is the one that talks about your parental rights. It gives you the opportunity to consent to whether or not you would like your student to be able to participate in counseling-related services, health-related services, or school clubs and activities. So my hope is those parents in the room, you have already received notification, multiple notifications from the school district that ask you to go ahead and provide us with consent. You have options to say, yes, we consent for you all to provide these routine services to our students throughout the school year. And then you also have options to say, well, yes, I consent to some, but not others, or to fully decline consent. And this is so important. If you all watch the news at all, you have probably seen things on the news where, you know, there's a student that went to the nurse's office and they didn't have consent, and so they didn't know whether or not they could treat the student. We really just want to ensure that we are being compliant with the law, but also keeping the best interests of our students in mind. At the end of the day in Duncanville ISD, we want to take care of your babies. And so if we don't have your consent, we're going to call you. We're going to call you on the phone and say, hey, you didn't sign that form, but we want to take care of your baby. Could you do that for us so that we can do so? So just wanted to share that one with you. Senate Bill 12 is what's called the Social Transitioning in Schools bill. And what this talks about is the law prohibiting school employees from supporting or facilitating a student's social transition. And so prior to this bill, there was no existing directive that had anything to do with this. But now there are laws in place that prohibit us from doing this. And so the implications for us, it adds some new legal restrictions for our staff, and it's going to be important for us to just ensure that we are training and communicating protocols for clarity with our staff members so that we can stay compliant with this. We are also going to continue to emphasize empathy, respect for our students, but at the same time trying to stay within our legal boundaries. Yes, ma'am. What is key to find social transition? Is it what I think? It's probably what you think it is. It is for those students who are wishing to transition from one gender to the next. So we are prohibited by law to assist, to support, to facilitate any of those things in the school. No problem. This was the fun presentation. Senate Bill 8 is hot off the presses. This just came out last week. I'm calling it the bathroom bill. Prior to this bill, there was no state law that had anything to do with public multi-occupancy restrooms or locker rooms or changing areas in a government building. However, as of last week, there is now a bill that requires the restriction of multi-occupancy restrooms, locker rooms, and changing areas to the biological sex assigned at birth. And so what this impact is for schools is we just have to be mindful of that and also be sure that we are providing areas for students who are identifying as something else to have a place that they can go and use the restroom that is not a multi-occupancy restroom. It's a very sensitive area. Clear guidance and training for staff is going to be essential. Because this is so new, we are still waiting on guidance from TASB. That is the governing agency that kind of helps us guide policies in the school district. But because this is the SHAC committee, I did feel like this was a bill of interest that you all should be aware of. And then the final bill is House Bill 1481. This is another hot one that I'm sure you all have heard about. This bill is the one that introduces a major shift in the technology use on our campus. Before this law, each campus set its own rules. We wanted students to not be on their cell phones during instructional time unless the student needed it for instructional purposes. However, now there is a district-wide ban on cell phone usage during the school day. So the goal is to create a consistent and distraction-free learning environment across all of our schools. And the intent behind it is to reduce cyberbullying and all of those things that could come about when students are using their phones inappropriately during instructional time. What I will be happy to report is, because I oversee student services and campus support, we have not had a major uproar. I'll just be honest, transparent. Yes, thank you, Trustee Veracruz. Just being transparent, as we were planning for this school year and getting ready to roll this out, there was some hesitation, like, okay, what is this going to look like when the students get here and they're not able to have their phones? But I am so grateful for the students that we have in Duncanville ISD who know that we know what's best for them and that we are doing what is in the best interest of them. And for the most part, we have had no issues with this new cell phone policy. So I'm very, very happy to report that. So in closing, just to wrap up, I just wanted to share some of those updates. They represent some significant shifts in how we approach discipline, how we look at student privacy, and just the daily campus operations on our district. And our role as the SHAC committee is to just make sure that we are aware of these things because some of them directly impact the work of this committee. So I thank you for your attention. I tried to be quick. I hope I was in my time limit. And I will open the floor for any final thoughts or questions that you might have based on what I shared with you today.
I do have a comment.
Yes, ma'am.
I do. It's a compliment towards the staff of Duncanville High School. A teacher got to me through email, just applauded everyone. The students were doing great with the new law, the new atmosphere, and so it was very welcoming. So I'm praying that it goes all the way through the year.
Yes, ma'am.
And so, yes, I applaud the staff of Duncanville.
Thank you for saying that, Trustee Veracruz. I'll turn it over to Ms. Bradley next.
Thank you, Ms. Hudson. Good evening, everyone. I'm here to share with you guys the first semester attendance updates. So our purpose, we definitely have set goals for the new year. And so our goal this year, as it was last year, is that we want to increase our ADA to 93%. We fell short this past year, but we're going to continue to work. Our purpose is to support student success by improving attendance rates district-wide. And so we see that we are definitely moving the needle this year. We have schools that are surpassing their goals. We're super excited. Middle school is excited about the work that they are doing, and so they're consistently above 94% average at the middle schools, and typically you don't see that at the middle school level. So we want to make sure that we're utilizing interventions to address and reduce chronically absent students. And chronically absent students are students who are absent 90% of the time. So we're literally, I think we've been in school, about 40 days, I believe. So if you look at it, if we have students that have already been absent for 5 days, then they're already considered chronically absent. And so we're trying to make sure that we are that our students are attending school 90% of the time. We want to make sure that we're strengthening family and community engagement by partnering with our families to ensure that we're providing the communication as it relates to attendance. And some of you all may have noticed some of the things that went out on social media during September Attendance Awareness Month, and we'll continue to do that throughout the year. Also, we're trying to enhance our data tracking. We no longer use a tool that we used the past few years, which was RAWE. And so we are trying to do a better job of making sure that we are streamlining our tools as it relates to monitoring our attendance data and making decisions as it relates to that. So you'll see that our ADA this school year, we are trending a little bit better than last year. And so elementary schools, we're at 94.77%. I think that deserves a clap. And then with our middle schools, as I said, they are trending over 94%. They're at 95%, and this was as of Friday of last week. And then our high school, while it may seem low, this is still high for our high school. So let's give them a round of applause also. And so looking at year to date, that was as of October 3rd, which was Friday, we were sitting at 93%, which kudos, if we can keep that traction for this school year, we will definitely meet our goal for this year. So I'm excited about the work that we're doing. Yes, sir.
Which will earn us about $2 million.
Oh, okay, which will earn us about $2 million, yes. So we definitely want to consider the funding, always considering the funding and considering how much more our students will learn if they're sitting in the seats, right? Okay, so let's talk about 24-25 versus 25-26. You see that in 24-25, our ADA around this time was a 93.3%, and where we're sitting now. So about the same, but of course we're trending upward, so excited about that. But look at our enrollment, we are down in our enrollment of students from last year to this year. So with that being said, I don't want to read through all of the strategies, but I can just kind of highlight some of the things that we're doing. We are excited about what we're calling our ABC committees this year, and that's where we are going into the campuses. We've trained them already, and so the campuses are really working with identifying tier 3 students and making sure that they are targeting support as it relates to academics, attendance, behavior, and they're also working on the culture of the school. So we're excited about that initiative this year. Also, I was very excited, and the district was excited to know that we rolled out our September Attendance Awareness Month. We highlighted 2 schools, as you see to the right, Hyman Elementary, one for our elementary schools, and Byrd Middle School surprised everyone, and one for the secondary schools, I'm sorry. Yes, Ms. Thompson stopped me early, and she was not too happy because she's very competitive to my Kennemer people who are here, but you all are still continuing to grow, so we're excited about that. But I'm excited about Byrd because last year they trended lower throughout the year, and so we're excited to see their growth. And then we also look forward to ensuring that we continue to monitor our monthly data as well as fostering the family engagement piece. I had the opportunity to sit on a CIP committee meeting on yesterday, and so I am definitely trying to get out of the office and making sure that I'm having conversations with our principals, with our community, to ensure that we are developing relationships with our parents and our community so that we can ensure we increase our ADA. Again, we're partnering with our families, and that's one of the things that we are trying to streamline just so that we can improve attendance. We can't improve attendance, especially at the elementary level, if parents don't know what to expect. We have pre-K parents who may enroll their students that may not know that, oh, we can already target you for truancy because you've already enrolled in school. This is not daycare, they're here to learn, and so they don't know that. So making sure that we're communicating with parents through family workshops, some of the parent liaisons, they've had meetings last year, so they'll continue to have that this year, and just making sure, again, that we're targeting the support with the ABC initiative that we're doing this year. Are there any questions regarding attendance? That means I did an awesome job, thank you. Yes, ma'am.
I would like to give a comment. For those of us that transition from middle school to high school, trying to get your baby there on time, get into the high school traffic was the biggest culture shock change for me. I had heard about it, but you guys have done a great job just trying to come up with attendance. It is very, it's prevalent in that district, but that is a priority for our district.
Thank you. And I'm excited about the work that our new leadership team is doing at the high school. Ms. Erica Johnson-Williams is here now. She pretty much leads that initiative at the high school with Mr. Colbert, and they're doing a phenomenal job this year. And so I'm excited about the work that they're doing, because if our ADA increases at the high school, because they have the majority of the students in Duncanville ISD, then we will increase that funding. We will increase ADA for the entire school district. So thank you for that. Thank you, Erica Johnson-Williams. Now, speaking of high school, we'll go ahead and transition over to our Project Code Red with our student Kelsey Smith, representing Duncanville High School.
Hi everyone. How y'all doing today? So I just want to start off by giving y'all just say this is an imaginary situation. A young girl in high school, she suddenly starts her period. She has no products on hand, so she asks her friends. Her friends don't have any products either. The nurse's office is all the way across campus. So she's already feeling embarrassed, you know, it's not happening. So she does the only thing she knows she can do. She stays seated, waiting, and watching the minutes on the clock go down until the class ends. For too many students, especially here in our own district, this story isn't just a hypothetical, it's their reality. A natural process becomes a source of stress, shame, and lost learning time, all because of something preventable: the lack of access to menstrual products. The solution is simple, and we have a plan to make it a reality. My name is Kelsey Smith.
My name is Leslie Villarreal.
And today, we are honored to introduce you all to Code Red.
Code Red is a student-led initiative dedicated to ensuring menstrual equality in the Duncanville Independent School District. Our mission is simple, yet crucial: to break down barriers so that every student has access to the products and knowledge they need to manage their menstrual health with dignity. We have three main objectives: to relieve the financial burden of buying menstrual products, to spread awareness about menstrual health and decrease the stigma around it, and to give students a platform to express their opinions, concerns, and voices regarding menstrual equality.
Now, you all might be wondering why this is such a critical issue, but according to studies by the National Institute of Health, Kotex, and Period, access to menstrual products is increasingly recognized as a basic health necessity, yet millions of people in the U.S. still struggle to access them. A 2023 study by the Thinks and Period found that 84% of teens have either missed class time or know someone who has missed class due to a lack of period products. Among low-income students, that number is even higher. On average, one person spends between $10 and $20 per month on menstrual products. For students in low-income households, that cost can mean choosing between paying the bills or buying menstrual products.
And the consequences go beyond just finances. And 1 of 4 U.S. students struggle to afford period products each month. Nearly 70% of teens feel their school environment is not supportive of menstruation. Over 50% say that they're embarrassed talking about periods in school. This is why we propose Project Code Red, a plan to provide free pads and tampons in DHS restrooms, ensuring equitable access to all students, improving their overall health, and fostering a more inclusive campus environment. We are committed to changing the narrative around menstruation in our school community and are already begun taking the steps to get there.
To make this vision a reality, we've designed a clear 4-phase plan that rolls out Code Red step by step, starting small, learning as we go, and expanding district-wide by 2028. In the first year, we'll focus on on stocking key areas like the library, grade level offices, and an increased supply in the nurse's office. Then we'll gradually move into the restrooms, track feedback, and adjust based on student needs. The final goal is a fully established menstrual equity program across all campuses, starting at Duncanville High School and later expanding to our middle schools. You can see the full breakdown on the screen, but the main idea is this. Our approach is structured, data-driven, and built to last. Now let's talk about the cost of all this, because I know y'all might be wondering what that costs. Through our research, we did find that stocking each restroom with free products will cost around 15 cents to 25 cents per student per day. When multiplied by the number of days in a school year, the total cost to fully fund Duncanville High School annually would be around $67,500 to $112,500. I don't know how to say that. Additionally, costs will be reduced due to our rollout approach, sponsorship outreach, and a personal promise of $3,000 from the students of Code Red. So me, Leslie, and all the other student advocates that we have on our side towards the pilot phase, as well as adjusted with usage monitoring throughout the pilot phases. The second phase, where we have it installed partially, will get a lower cost and things like that. So for a low cost, we can make a life-changing difference for hundreds of students each year.
We've already made meaningful progress. Our team has hosted fundraisers. We had one last month. We had one at Redbird Skateland. We made about $100.
It was actually $150, guys.
We organized informative campaigns and collaborated with community organizations to promote awareness. We are currently in talks with potential sponsors and community partners, and we've secured several donations of products to support our initial rollout. Additionally, we've also heard directly from students who have been impacted by this issue. The one communality, girls left to feel isolated because of the natural biological process. Stories like these remind us that Code Red isn't just about providing products. It's about preserving dignity, health, and equality.
And these are actual student testimonies that we got from our survey earlier in the year. This was from last year, but I also put some in there that I heard recently after our fundraiser. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm a little bit nervous. We've also looked to other districts for guidance. Programs similar to ours have already been successfully implemented in districts like Austin ISD, Basis San Antonio Shabano, and El Paso ISD, where free menstrual products are now standard in school restrooms. Those districts have seen improvements in attendance, student confidence, and overall well-being. We believe Duncanville ISD can be next and can lead by example for other schools across North Texas. To make this possible, we are asking for your support, whether that's through approval, funding, resources, or outreach. Your contribution will directly help us maintain stocked restrooms, host educational events, and expand Code Red district-wide. We are not asking for your charity, we are asking for your collaboration. We are asking you to help make Duncanville a district that cares not just about grades and attendance, but about the basic human needs of its students. In closing, Project Code Red represents more than just a school project. It's a movement toward equity, compassion, and change. We believe that no student should ever have to feel ashamed, uncomfortable, or unprepared because of something as natural as their period. With your help, we can make that vision a reality. If you'll see our contact information up there, yeah. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. We'll now be open to any questions if y'all have any.
Question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
So you're the reason I'm here.
Oh,
You're the reason I came. You're the reason why I brought 3 stakeholders with me. And I am so honored to have been here to hear your testimonies. And you're right, you're on point about all those testimonies there, because I can go back in my own mind and relive those times. Fast forward to having my own daughter, making sure she had what she needed. Fast forward to when I was an educator and I had middle school girls come to me and I had my drawer full of feminine products because of what you said exactly. They would go to friends, they'd go to teachers, no one carried, and we didn't have any dispensers at the school where so they knew I was the go-to, and I tried my best just to always have what I had, just to dole out to them when they needed it. And you're right, it is stressful. It is very stressful to be you're in a situation to where you have no control over this, So I am going to pass this on to the others here to see if they have anything to share with you, which I think they do. So thank you very much.
thank you.
I was thinking about something when you talked about having the places in the bathroom that would be like the second part. I guess I was a little bit concerned. I asked Janet because I know when I was in high school we had those. So I guess at a certain point they took them out. So there's not
The
these
dispensers.
type of dispensers in the bathrooms at all?
No, ma'am.
No. Okay. Well,
Yeah, I mean, y'all remember?
I was gonna say, I don't see them, period, though, out of public. I was like, did something happen in the health world why they took them out? I don't know if it was a business and the business,
And it may have been broken into because at the point you would put a quarter in it.
Yeah, look, we're showing our
They had
age.
to do that, so
okay. The other question was, I was wondering why you guys, you said that on the first phase would be like the libraries and different places like that, and then the second phase would be the restrooms. So, because I would be thinking that the first phase would be the restrooms, and then, was there a reason why you put the other places first?
Just based off our experiences as students at Duncanville High School, we know that the students can get a little bit rowdy. So we wanted to implement it slowly so that they're used to the system by the time it is fully implemented. The same will go for the middle schools when that happens in the future. We just want to give them access points all across campus, and then once we have the funding and the money and to get the dispensers in the restrooms, then that'll happen.
Sure. They go to places, that what you said.
Mhm.
Like I was a teacher for the go-to, I was a go-to. And there could be teachers that could be the go-to. And without any questions, they just know how to, they just know the drill.
Yes.
They just know where to go.
As well as, what was that? I was gonna say something else. I literally just blanked off my mind. But, yeah, never mind. I just forgot. It'll come back.
Can I just add to that a little bit? I say sometimes, just even to piggyback off what you're saying, sometimes the students see us in the hallways as administrators, and so sometimes they'll come to us faster, or to ask, so we all try to keep a little small supply, but sometimes it's easier for them to ask for a pass and come see the administrator versus trying to go to the restroom, so it at least gives them that one-stop quick shot. So I can understand why you would want to start, kind of like in your administrative offices as well.
Now I also remember what I was gonna say. I saw your head. Basically what I was trying to say was that there is only, I believe, two nurses' office in the building in whole. And as y'all all know, we are under construction for the new building on the freshman side. So that nurse has been relocated to a place that not many students are able to access. Think about it, we have around 5,000 students, a very large student population. The nurse's office only carries around 15 to 20 on hand at a time. So when students come, sometimes we don't have access to that, or you'll be all the way across campus, you're like, oh no, what am I gonna do?
Yeah, you're right.
So,
You're right.
yeah.
So actually, I have some products I'd like to donate that we have at the pantry that we just don't get to give away. So I'll communicate with your, maybe Friday, and we can connect to deliver.
Thank you so much. questions? Yeah.
So I'm the athletic trainer at the high school, and you know, I'm the only male. So I never used the feminine product. Put that disclaimer out there. So, you know, I don't even know how they work. I would have to read the instructions. But with that being said, what we do with our student athletes is we try to make it available. In my experience, female student athletes will come to the training room, and then when they see me, they're like, I need. I said, tell you what, go use the restroom, and then come back and ask me for what you need. So when they go to the restroom, I have like a box in there, and it's whatever they need. Once again, I don't know how to use it, but what they need is in there. So they come back out and say, oh, I'm fine, I'm good. So they don't feel embarrassed. I didn't have to say, you know, the words that would make anybody feel uncomfortable. They went in, they found what they needed, and they were able to go about it. But I'll say this, that's limited to the female student athletes. General population, female students don't know what we have, what we offer in the training room. But I try to help the nursery as far as with some products as well. We try to have it in our budget to have those things available for our female student athletes.
Yes, Ms. Grant?
So once I spoke with Kelsey and found out that they were trying to do Project COVID, I did start giving the nurses more sanitary napkins in their office on both sides so that they could have more and be readily available for our students.
I'm kind of the same old him. Parent, my daughters are nowhere near y'all's age, but just thinking in advance, and of course, I'm a teacher, and being a male, I commend y'all for coming up in front of everybody and having this presentation, the research that y'all have done, and advocating for something that I'm not using the product, but I know it's a need, a necessity. So I want to big applaud y'all for what y'all have done, and I'm sure that this is going to pick up and go along. You already got people that are coming out for y'all, and I just want to applaud y'all. I think y'all did a great job.
Yes.
Thank you.
I want to say one last thing. This is Mrs. Marika. If you have not met her, she is part of the Panda Pantry. And so she also has a situation to where she's needing products in her pantry for those students that need them. So this is something that touches her heart. That's why I invited here to the table to hear your presentation.
And we're trying to organize a product drive. So I'll reach out to you if you. I'll come to your email later. Okay.
Please connect to the people who will offer.
Yeah, we're just engaging our students in community service activities like product drives, donations, stuff
So
like that.
where do you store them, or where is the closet, or wherever you keep this?
We currently don't have a closet.
Yes, so right now, I'm pretty much keeping all the products at my house or at Kelsey's house while we get everything situated. Yes.
Mrs. Hudson, is there a closet space, or are you a counselor? You're a counselor?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a closet space or a way we could provide space for such items?
I am not aware of a closet space, but I do have a thought in my mind of where we could possibly start a closet in Duncanville High School. So these two ladies are in Collegiate Academy, and so I'm pretty for certain that we can find, Dr. Stantz can find a spot. I'll reach out to her and make that happen.
There you go.
What would be beneficial, like the young lady was saying, it's the largest campus in the state of Texas. So it would be good to have multiple located in different areas. We would want to have some in the ninth grade area, definitely in the big side, upstairs, downstairs.
Yes.
And you would want to have some probably more on the east campus, around B100, 100, 200 upstairs, downstairs. So if it was a plan, I would make plans to have stations in multiple locations so the students can have different access points to each one, wherever they're closest to.
I also have access to teachers who I have befriended to also give access to those halls that you may need a little drawer, and they could be coded a certain color or what have you, maybe a red box just for girls to know, and once it spreads, your message is, you know.
Cold red.
Code red.
I was gonna say, yeah.
They'll definitely.
And maybe at some point have some type of, campus, well, district-wide drive. I know my campus is competitive, so we like, and I've had this situation before where I just asked for some, and it was, I just mentioned that I needed some, and then, between the sororities, they on the campus, one started, and then she told the other, well, I gave this many, you need to get this many, so then I had too many, because they was all doing it, so, and then our parents, even the little kids, if you just say that there's a drive and this is the need and what you need it for, they do step up and give.
What campus are you at?
I'm at Hyman, but if it's something you want to, I would definitely put it out, because the parents, they will. I mentioned last year about some, sanitizer and, spray, disinfectant spray, and parents just came up, the next day was bringing me cans of disinfectant spray. So if it's something that you want, I can definitely put it out there to them. And parents donate, they're really good about that.
Thank you all so much for hearing our presentation. If any of you would like to contact us, you can find our phone number and emails up there. If you want a faster response on maybe the weekends or the holidays, I'll get back to you. It might be a little while, but I'll get back to you on my personal email right there. All right. Thank y'all so much again.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. And one thing, just to say that I experienced as a school nurse with, as it relates to Project Code Red, it's not just only during the daytime that students need the support. Many times when I was at Byrd, I had to give students support to take home for the whole week. So it is a very good program that they're doing, and I wish them much, much success. All right, so now we're up to our fun part, election of officers. We need a secretary, our current secretary, Sandra. She has served for 2 years, so now it's time to turn your head over to someone else. And then we need a co-chair. And if you are a member, we have QR codes where you can nominate. So I know Mr. Hawkins is a member, and he has, just putting it out there, he has served as a secretary before. I mean, I'm just saying, so all of our members, it's time to make an election. We have a new parent, Miss Jamila Hall. She's willing to serve, so here are the QR codes. I will pass them out, and and if you haven't signed in, please remember to sign in. And if we still have refreshments, please help yourself to some refreshments. And while he's passing those elections out, we have our next SHAC meeting will be December 10th is our next SHAC meeting. So you can mark your calendars. However, I will be sending a calendar invite. We'll take a few minutes to do those elections and see who our new officers will be for this school year. And you can nominate your own self for a position. And just to let our parents know, if you serve as for our parents, Oh, I was just gonna say, if you serve in the office, we do give you support, so it's not like, as a secretary, it's not like you gotta do it, yes, we serve as support. Has everyone finished voting? So it looks like our new co-chair is Sandra Shields. Yes. You beat, hands down. Alec, I'm sorry, you didn't.
I didn't win.
No.
I'm the secretary.
No, you didn't win that either, and I didn't either. Miss Hall.
Ms. Hall.
Yes. So let's give them a hand. And we really thank you all for supporting our SHAC committee meeting, and I will be letting you know your duties. All right? All right, any more questions? Well, our SHAC meeting is adjourned, and thank everyone for coming.
Thank you.